rather than gals talking to the guys, which is what they're doing, I know they don't think that they're doing that, or they may not appreciate the gravity of what they're doing, but you're mostly talking to men. I mean, all you have to do is look at the comments of these videos. It's not women that are paying attention to it, or to the degree that you purport to the public that you think that you're helping. You need you want to help the gals, you need to talk to them about preserving their value, right? Men's value is created. That's one of the core tenets that I talk about very often. It's discussed in my book. Any of the good guys in the Mano Swamp will talk about it as well. Well, they'll talk about you need to level yourself up. Okay, you need to become a better version of yourself, become a competent man, learn skills, lose the weight, develop some style. Like, we can help men through those processes. There's phrases that are usually, distilled down to like looks, money, and game, or money, muscles, game, or whatever like that. It's actually a longer list than that. I did a video about a year ago, and I was talking about it's more than just that. Like, one of the other items is, of course, captivation, which is completely missed a lot of the times by a lot of the guys in the Mano Swamp, because you can be money, muscles, game, frame, or whatever the lingo happens to be, but if you're boring as shit, doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how jacked you are, doesn't matter how tight your game is with her, how you deal with the negs, how you deal with the the shit test and all this sort of stuff. It doesn't matter how tight any of that is. If you're boring as fuck and you don't have anything to invite her in to do, she won't be around for very long. So there's some holes in the Mano Swamp, as I've talked about before anyway. So women today, by default, they're the protected sex in society, and we're expected to, as guys, innately know to forgive them for any bad choices that they've made in their past, like racked up a bunch of notches and been with a whole bunch of guys. Doesn't matter if it's 5, doesn't matter if it's 50 or 500. Anything beyond 1 is unacceptable according to the statistical data. That is the number one predictor of a great long-term relationship or marriage. Bottom line. So there's no need to fix the problem, because you can make more money and get attention from thirsty, confused beta males, right? That's the problem that the gals are perpetrating on. So guys, you want to learn how to catch a fish? You talk to a seasoned fisherman that struggles, starved, and experienced everything. That's who you talk to. You don't ask the fish. I think this was Patrice O'Neal's line in one of his stand-up comedies. Those, like, if you want to go back to some of the OGs, Patrice O'Neal is one of the OGs when it comes to stuff like that. He used to run this radio show. I didn't listen to a lot of it, but a lot of the points that he made were all completely valid. And he'd go on these long rants for a long period of time. You'll find a lot of them on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you search, Patrice O'Neal radio show, you'll find stuff, or just, Patrice O'Neal on women, you'll find stuff like that. Right now, the Manosphere does have some good information. I am absolutely grateful for what I found and got what I needed to unplug from my own set of comforting lies. But if I'm being honest, today it's run by men that aren't good men or good at being men. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. These guys, they fight like little girls. There's a lot of drama between them. They sue over very trivial agreements, can be quite nihilistic. They lie, cheat, steal, try to hold women accountable, which is one of my favorite. Makes for good shows, though. It's pretty funny. That was like the whole Kevin Samuels sort of model, right? Try way too hard to look smarter, more successful than they actually are. They convince low-value guys that they can do stupid shit like run harems, which will never happen for them. So there's a lot of issues with even the guy creators too. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what to look for, what to stay away from, and a few of the other bits. But I kind of want to open with this just to sort of set the tone. Anyway, back to the gal thing. Statistically, we've seen what a bad job single moms have done with raising men. There's a lot of data out on this. You can go look it up. The vast majority of the incarcerated, teenage pregnancies, shitty high school grades, gang activity, runaway from home, suicide attempts, the vast majority of all degen sort of teenage activity comes from single mother households, unfortunately. They haven't done a great job at raising men. They basically create beta factories that rarely produce the high value men that women want. What single mother households generally produce are kind, humble. They basically create the kind of guy that they want to look after them as they get older. They don't create the kind of guy that they wanted to be with when they were younger, when they were seeking, the strong, virtuous alpha male sort of thing. They create these weak, pussified, compliant, agreeable, soft beta males that they often just tell, just be yourself, and someday some gal will come along for you at some point. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, obviously, now that you're starting to see this, right? Now, women, they have the fastest growing niche, leading damaged, thirsty, and confused men that they really can't relate to for what's essentially boiled down to attention and money. It's essentially OnlyFans for the red pill. It's what it is. Calling it like it is, right? I could go on. I'll save it for another day. So, my advice overall is take what you need, do the work, get out. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.